So this is the Sonos Ray. It's a very affordable soundbar that gives you some very big features that aren't commonly found in this price range, but the Sonos Ray does have its drawbacks. And then there's the Bose TV speaker, which is actually one of the most popular soundbars out there. And then there's the Amazon Fire TV Soundbar Plus, which is an entry-level 3.1 soundbar to consider. So today we're going to see how these three entry-level soundbars stack up to one another, and we're going to see which one's right for you. Now, first off, all of these systems are self-contained systems, as in they don't need an external subwoofer because they all produce their own bass. Now, obviously, having an external subwoofer is always better because this way you're going to get a more movie theater-like experience because you're going to have a lot more bass. But everyone might not have the room or want an external subwoofer because maybe they don't want to disturb their neighbors because maybe they live in an apartment. But this is actually one of the big differences between these three soundbars. With both the Sonos Ray and Amazon Fire TV Soundbar Plus, you can always build out these systems by either adding an external subwoofer and or rear satellite speakers, and their subwoofers and rear speakers connect wirelessly. Whereas with the Bose TV speaker, you can only add an external subwoofer, and this subwoofer, you have to do so with a wired connection. Now, I feel that if you're planning on building out your soundbar with an external subwoofer and or rear satellite speakers, you should go with the Amazon Fire TV Soundbar Plus because this soundbar connects to your TV via an HDMI port, whereas the Sonos Ray only uses an optical port. But we'll talk more about that later. But in this video, we're going to be testing all of these soundbars by themselves, and we're also going to be comparing them to the built-in speakers found on the Sony Bravia TV, which I feel is a solid entry-level TV to consider. Nonetheless, if you want to pick any of these products up, they'll be linked down below, or you can always press on the YouTube shopping button. And if you want to further support the channel, then you can always pick up some merch. Now, when it comes to the design of these soundbars, both the Sonos Ray and Bose TV speaker are pretty small. The Ray has a length of 22 inches and the Bose has a length of 23.5 inches. Overall, both of these soundbars have a small footprint and they're easy enough to place on your TV table. But then there's the Amazon Fire TV Plus, which is huge by comparison, coming in at a length of 37 inches, and overall the soundbar just has a very large footprint. So placing it in your home theater setup can be a lot more challenging. However, the good thing here is all of these soundbars plug in via a double barrel AC port and there's no external power brick to worry about, making them all good options for wall mounting. But the Amazon soundbar is the only one here that comes included with a wall mounting kit, whereas with both the Bose and Sonos, their wall mounting kits are sold separately. Now we're going to connectivity. Both the Amazon soundbar and Bose TV speaker connect to your TV via an HDMI port, which means a few things. First off, you're going to be able to take advantage of higher quality audio formats, and you're going to be able to more easily adjust the volume of your soundbar with your TV's remote. Whereas with the Sonos Ray, this soundbar plugs in via an optical port. Now your audio is still going to sound good, but you're not going to be able to take advantage of higher quality audio formats like Dolby Atmos or DTS:X. And the lack of an HDMI connection on the Sonos Ray and the lack of support for Dolby Atmos is the main reason why I recommend that you don't build out your Sonos Ray by either adding rear satellite speakers or an external subwoofer. If you plan on adding rear speakers and or a sub to your soundbar, then you should go with the Amazon soundbar. Plus, with the Sonos Ray, if you want to adjust the volume on the soundbar using your TV's remote, then you're going to have to go through a separate setup process, which may or may not work with your TV's remote. Now, I think it's great and all that the Bose TV speaker has an HDMI port on it, but also keep in mind that it does not come included with an HDMI cable in the box. So you're going to have to get your own cable. Overall, I like the Sonos Ray, but I feel that not having an HDMI port on the soundbar was a huge mistake. But the really crazy thing here is the Sonos Ray is the only soundbar here that has Wi-Fi and it connects to Sonos's app. So from here, you can easily adjust the sound of this soundbar and you can also go through all of the other settings. Whereas with both the Bose and Amazon soundbar, these soundbars do not have Wi-Fi and they do not have an app. So in order to adjust their audio, you have to use their included remote, and the audio settings that these soundbars give you are a lot more limited compared to the Sonos Ray. Now, personally, I think that Sonos' app is very cluttered, but I'm glad and surprised that the Sonos Ray has an app, period, because a lot of other soundbars in this price range just don't have an app. But wait, if you want to further support the channel, then check out our affiliate partner, Babbel. I actually speak 3 different languages, English, Spanish, and Portuguese. And being able to speak multiple languages is great for cognitive health. It's going to make you a lot more interesting, and you're going to get so many discounts from the locals if you can competently speak the language. And with Babbel and their language experts and their new AI conversation partner, you're going to be able to learn a new language, and they're going to help you with your pronunciation. So in Spanish, that means learning how to roll your R's. It's not that hard. And in Portuguese, they're going to help you get those inflections right, because mas and mais are 2 completely different words, and so are pão and pau. So to start your language learning journey, then check out Babbel in the link down below and save up to 67% on your purchase. Y sí, para mis suscriptores en español, vamos a volver a tratar de lanzar el canal en español, solamente un poquito de tiempo, y tal vez a gente lanza un canal en portugués también. Ainda no sé. But for right now, let's go ahead and jump back into the video. But with all that out of the way, let's talk about sound. Regarding speaker setup, the Bose TV speaker has the most basic setup here. It has a single front-referring tweeter and dual front-referring speakers, which are angled out a little bit, and it has a single bass chamber with an exhaust port that shoots out the back. Then there's the Sonos Ray, which has a more impressive speaker setup of dual front-referring tweeters, dual front-referring speakers, and dual bass chambers with exhaust ports that shoot out the front. And finally, there's the Amazon Fire TV Soundbar Plus, which has 3 front-referring speakers, 3 front-referring tweeters, and dual passive radiators that shoot out the back. Now, I feel that this is a very impressive speaker setup, but I just feel that it could have been in a smaller package. But now we're going to jump into the sound test. All of these sound bars are playing at 70% volume, and they're all using my preferred EQ settings, and we're going to be comparing them to the built-in speakers found on the Sony Bravia TV, but those are going to be playing at max volume.
There's no conscience. Just hunger. The rider's going to come out. And when he does, he'll destroy whoever's got it coming. He'll take on a new form. One more powerful than he's ever known.
I'm not afraid of you.
While you're on fire?
Oh, it's awesome. I feel the gravity pull and it keeps me away. I would rather be here, lonely in space. I've made up my mind, I just wanna be free. I live my own life in a new galaxy. I wanna be weightless in the silence of the night sky. I wanna free fall into nothing at all. I'm taking the moment, starting all over. I wanna be free and live my own life in a new galaxy. memories fade, seizing my mind. I can finally breathe when I'm closing my eyes. Never realized what rises could do, and now I know I'm better off without you. I wanna be weightless in the silence of the night sky. I wanna free fall into nothing at all. I'm taking the moment, starting all over. I wanna be free and let my own life in a new galaxy.
So, like you may have just heard, the Sony Bravia 3 actually performs pretty well. It has a dual downward firing X-Balance speakers, which get decently loud, and thanks to the additional surface area, they produce a decent amount of bass. But with other entry-level TVs with their built-in speakers, they might not get as loud, or their bass can become a rattling mess at higher volumes. But regardless, you're almost always going to be much better off just upgrading to a soundbar. Now, when it comes to sound signature, I feel that the Sonos Ray is the most balanced sounding soundbar here. The Amazon Fire TV Plus is the warmest sounding soundbar here, as in it has the most amount of bass. And the Bose TV speaker is the brightest sounding soundbar here, as in it puts an emphasis on the mids and highs. Now, since the Bose TV speaker is the brightest sounding soundbar here, it's going to be good for like hearing dialogue, but don't expect to feel all that much physicality in the bass. Now, if you want to feel the bass, then you do want to go with the Amazon Fire TV Soundbar Plus here, because the passive radiators on this soundbar are really putting in a lot of work. But I can't help but feel that the instrument separation on this soundbar isn't all that great, and the highs aren't as defined. Or if you want a more balanced and more lifelike listening experience, then you might want to go with the Sonos Ray. Now, I like how the Sonos Ray sounds, and I like how small it is, but the problem here is that it is the quietest soundbar here. Now, don't get me wrong, this soundbar gets plenty loud to fill a bedroom or small living room with sound, but both the Bose and Amazon soundbars here do get louder. So the Sonos Ray is a real catch-22 here. I think that it gives you the best audio quality here, and it's the only soundbar here that connects to an app, so you can more easily adjust your sound for whatever you're watching, which I feel is very important these days, because everything just has different mixing now. But with these other two soundbars, they get louder, but they don't sound as balanced, and you don't have as much flexibility when it comes to adjusting your sound signature. Plus, you have to use the remote instead of an app, which just isn't as sleek. So if you're looking for an affordable soundbar for your bedroom or small living room, I think the Sonos Ray is the best option here, because it gives you the most balanced sound, and it's the only soundbar here that connects to an app. And I also really like how compact it is. However, it does have some major drawbacks. First off, the soundbar doesn't get as loud as these other two soundbars, but also the Sonos Ray connects to your TV via an optical port, which for your common person means adjusting your volume on the soundbar might not be as flawless as it should. And for your more advanced person, I wouldn't recommend building out the soundbar because it doesn't have Dolby Atmos support. If you plan on building out your soundbar, then you do want to go with the Amazon Fire TV Soundbar Plus here, because it does connect to your TV via an HDMI port, and it supports higher quality audio formats. Or if you don't plan on building out your soundbar, then the Amazon Fire TV is the better option to go with if you want something super loud and you want more bass. The main trade-off here is this soundbar is very big for its price and speaker setup, and it doesn't have an app. Or if you're looking for something small and easy to use, then you do want to go with the Bose TV speaker. It connects to your TV via an HDMI port, however, you do have to supply your own HDMI cable, and it does get a little louder than the Sonos Ray. But the Bose TV speaker is going to be better off for dialogue because it doesn't have all that much kick in its bass. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit the like button and get subscribed. If you want to pick any of the products up, they'll be linked down below. And if you want to further support the channel, check out the merch. I made some shirts and hoodies that look and feel great. And you know I can be very particular, so I'll only slap my name on something if I'm really proud of it.